In 2012, Alyssa's brother vanished inside their home. No break-in, no tracks, nothing. 5 years later, she heard knocking from a sealed room that was never supposed to exist. When she broke through the wall, what she found made her scream. And the echoes haven't stopped since. Some stories don't fade with time, they echo. And tonight, you're about to hear one that was buried for years beneath silence, fear, and a single locked door that was never meant to be opened again. In 2012, a 14-year-old boy named Caleb Morgan vanished inside his family's rural home. No break-in, no tracks, no signs of struggle. The police searched the woods, the ravine, the old storm drains, nothing. His disappearance became one more cold case in a small town that preferred to forget. But his sister, Alyssa, never forgot. 5 years later, after their parents passed and Alyssa finally returned to the house, she discovered something the investigation somehow missed: a sealed room behind the laundry wall that shouldn't exist. And inside that room was something no one was prepared for. Because the moment she approached it, the walls began to echo, as if replaying sounds that never belonged to the house at all. Before we continue, make sure you like this video, share it with anyone who loves mysteries, and subscribe to the channel, because some truths deserve to be uncovered, no matter how dark they are. Now, let's begin. Alyssa Morgan hadn't stepped inside her childhood home since the winter of 2013. The grief was too raw back then: the missing posters, the reporters, the quiet pity from neighbors who whispered behind closed curtains. For 5 years she avoided the town entirely. Then a letter arrived. Plain envelope. No return address. Her name written in handwriting she recognized but couldn't immediately place. Inside, a single line. He's still in the house. See. No explanation. No signature. No date. Just the one letter at the bottom. C. Caleb. Her hands shook as she read it again. She knew it was impossible. But grief has strange fingerprints, and hope even stranger ones. 2 days later, Alyssa drove back to the Morgan home. The property felt frozen in time, the sagging fence, the porch boards swollen with years of rain, and the house itself leaning slightly, like it was tired of holding secrets. Inside, everything was untouched. Dust-covered furniture. Old family photos. Her father's boots still by the door. But there was something else. A faint, rhythmic tapping coming from somewhere deeper in the house. Echoing. Repeating. Almost calling. The basement light still worked, barely. A single bulb flickered overhead, casting long shadows across the concrete floor. The air was colder here, heavy in a way Alyssa couldn't explain. The tapping grew louder. It wasn't random. It had a pattern. 3 soft knocks, a pause, then 2. The same pattern Caleb used to tap on her bedroom door when he wanted to talk late at night. Alyssa followed the sound toward the back wall, the laundry room. The wall looked ordinary, but the echoes were coming from behind it. She pressed her palm to the drywall. Cold. Then, tap, tap, tap. Alyssa staggered back. There had never been a room behind this wall. The house blueprints, the renovation plans, the inspectors, everything said the laundry room backed directly to the exterior wall. But the knocks were unmistakably from inside. And the strange thing, when Alyssa whispered her brother's name, the echoes stopped, as if the room itself was listening. The next morning, a knock came at the front door. Alyssa opened it to find Mr. Porter, the elderly neighbor who used to bring their family pies in the summer. He stared past her into the house, eyes dark and uneasy. "You heard it, didn't you?" he said quietly. Alyssa froze. "Heard what?" "The echoes." His voice cracked. "You can't let them get louder." She stepped outside, heart pounding. "What do you know about that wall?" Mr. Porter exhaled slowly, as if releasing a secret he never wanted to keep. "Your father sealed that room after Caleb disappeared. Said it wasn't meant for anyone. Not anymore. What was in it? I don't know, he whispered. But I know this. Your father made me promise never to go near it. Said the house had started. Remembering. Alyssa's chest tightened. Remembering what? He stepped closer. Everything. And before she could respond, he added, if you start hearing your brother's voice, don't listen. Echoes aren't always memories. Sometimes they're invitations. Later that night, unable to sleep, Alyssa climbed into the attic, a place she avoided as a child. Dust floated in the flashlight beam as she searched through old boxes, unsure what she was hoping to find. She found it anyway. A leather-bound notebook labeled simply, M. Morgan, 2012. Her father's handwriting. She opened it. The room is active again. The echoes are becoming clearer. Caleb isn't missing. The house took him. When I sealed the room, the knocking stopped. But sometimes I still hear him whisper. If Alyssa ever comes back, tell her I'm sorry. Alyssa's breath caught. The last entry chilled her to the bone. If the room opens again, don't break the wall. Whatever remains inside isn't whole anymore. The journal slipped from her hands, because at that exact moment, from below, came a single long echo. Alyssa saw. Her knees buckled. That was Caleb's voice. She couldn't ignore it anymore. The knocking had grown louder, more urgent. The drywall vibrated with each echo, dust shaking loose from the ceiling. Alyssa grabbed a hammer. She didn't want a neighbor. She didn't want backup. She had to face this herself. The first strike cracked the wall. A gust of cold air rushed out, stale, damp, and carrying a smell that made her stomach twist. She hit again. And again. Drywall gave way, revealing rotting wooden boards. She tore through them, coughing through the dust. Behind them was darkness. A hidden room the size of a walk-in closet, sealed for 5 years. The echoes blasted outward now, not just knocks, but sounds layered on top of each other. Breathing, shuffling, whispers, and something like sobbing. Alyssa lifted her flashlight. And froze. In the far corner sat a small human form. Slumped. Curled inward. Clothes faded beyond recognition. Alyssa stumbled toward it, tears blurring her vision. She reached out with trembling hands, and her fingers brushed bone. Her brother's skeleton. Still wearing the hoodie she bought him for his 14th birthday. The room let out one last echo, a long, low sound that vibrated Alyssa's ribs. Not a voice. A memory releasing its final breath. The echoes stopped. Forever. Alyssa collapsed to her knees, whispering his name over and over. The room had held him. Not alive. Not missing. Just trapped. Frozen in the moment he died. A final echo whispered through the air. Not supernatural. Not mysterious. Just the truth. A trapped boy trying, for 5 years, to be found. When investigators finally examined the hidden room, they concluded Caleb likely became trapped during a collapse inside the old structure their father never fully renovated. The echoes Alyssa heard may never be fully explained. Some said it was faulty acoustics. Others said grief can create sounds the mind desperately needs to hear. But Alyssa knows what she heard. Not ghosts. Not hallucinations. Memories. Trapped in a sealed room until the walls themselves replayed them. She sold the house, but she kept one thing from that basement. Caleb's hoodie string, still tied in the knot he always made. The only part of him the years hadn't taken. Some houses remember every sound. Some rooms echo until someone is brave enough to listen. And some stories refuse to stay buried. If you want more real, chilling mysteries just like this one, make sure you like this video, share it with someone who loves dark stories, and subscribe to the channel, because we uncover truths that others leave behind. Thanks for watching. And remember, sometimes the loudest echoes come from the places we fear to open.